guru can fall down, he can become hopelessly entangled in sense gratification, he can be beyond reformation, he can become inimical, he can become demoniac. These are all the possibilities which can happen to a Diksha Guru given by the GBC in their resolutions.
It is very clearly taught in all the books of Srila Prabhupada that the spiritual master who gives Diksha, the Diksha Guru, is the one who...
So if it is the Diksha Guru who delivers, then what is the role of the holy name? What is the role of the sadhana we do, deities we have?
The living entities in this material world are completely lost. It is Prabhupada who went to America out of compassion for the conditioned souls. Prabhupada went and actually started preaching.
So in that sense, if you see, isn't the GBC and the Diksha Gurus in ISKCON outsourcing their responsibilities? They are enjoying all the worship, all that surrender of the jiva, all that adulation. So they are enjoying all that without actually taking the responsibility or performing the function of it.
They are the ones who are actually tampering with the method that is given by Prabhupada. Within Prabhupada's own institution. Within ISKCON, why are they not following what Prabhupada is?
None of them determine how they give Diksha. It is determined by the GBC.
That anybody is free to start his own institution and have his own system. What he has understood from his Guru, he is free to do that.
Hare Krishna, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today we are blessed to have with us His Holiness Stoka Krishna Swami, and I would like to welcome Maharaj
Hare Krishna
to our podcast on Struggle for Truth, and we are privileged and blessed, Maharaj, to have you with us today. So Maharaj, I had a point for a discussion with you. This is regarding the position of the Diksha Guru.
Position of the Diksha Guru.
Exactly. So if we look at how ISKCON has looked at a Diksha Guru, the position has been changing, evolving over time. And if you look at GBC resolution of 1999.
1999.
Yes, 27 years
27
almost.
years ago.
So in resolution 404, the title of which is Definitions of Guru and Deviations. I'll read out their resolution. Thus, Lord Krishna, through the previous acharyas in disciplic succession and their empowered representative, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, whose appearance and achievements were predicted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, will continue to deliver the conditioned souls with the assistance of representatives of His Divine Grace. This was the resolution in 1999. Meaning they are saying, who delivers the disciple? It is Krishna through the Guru Parampara and Prabhupada, assisted by his representatives. Who these representatives are it's not clear from this resolution. We can guess that they must be referring to their unauthorized Diksha Gurus. Now, we fast forward to 2014. That means 15 years later.
15 years later.
They have resolution 303 titled GBC Statement on the Position of Srila Prabhupada. So there, they have resolved, the GBC endorses the following statement. They have a slew of statements, one of which I'll read out. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the original Guru whose divine grace descends through the medium of the Guru Parampara. As such, a devotee is ultimately delivered by Sri Krishna, acting through a combination of various manifestations of his mercy. These include, but are not limited to, the Chaitya Guru, Srila Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, one's Diksha Guru, other Shiksha Gurus, the holy name, Shastra, and the 9 processes of devotional service. So they have added a lot of other components to who delivers the disciple. So, what we can understand from the way they are presenting things is that deliverance of the disciple happens by a combination of the processes of devotional service, probably the deities, the aratis, and our sadhana and Guru Parampara and Prabhupada himself. Then there are the entire Guru Parampara, Shiksha Gurus, the temple president, all put together act to deliver the devotee. So,
but they have included Krishna also in this.
They have included Krishna also. They are saying ultimately it is Krishna who delivers. All of these people may act, but ultimately final stamp of the delivery,
Deliverance.
approval for delivery comes from Krishna. So what is our understanding of this? How do we, in our case, where we have the Ritvik System of Initiations, who delivers the devotee?
It is very clearly taught in all the books of Srila Prabhupada that the spiritual master who gives Diksha, the Diksha Guru, is the one who delivers the disciple.
So if it is the Diksha Guru who delivers, then what is the role of the holy name? What is the role of the sadhana we do, deities we have?
See, how does the Diksha Guru deliver the disciple? There is a very, very specific explanation given by Srila Prabhupada, given in the scriptures and explained by Srila Prabhupada in his books. So, it basically is there in the instructions given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. In that, one of the instructions, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Brahmande Brahmite kono bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade paye bhakti lata bij.
The famous verse.
The famous verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe.
Brahmanda Brahmite.
Brahmanda Brahmana. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems. Some are going down to the lower planetary systems. So that's basically how they are wandering according to their karma.
Punya, Papa Karma.
Whatever. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate, Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna.
Guru Krishna Prasada.
Guru Krishna Prasada. Now, by the mercy of both Krishna and the Guru, the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. Bhaktilata Bija. Paya Bhaktilata Bija. It's a mercy of the Guru and Krishna.
Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhaktilata Bija.
Now, what is this Bhaktilata Bija? So, Bhaktilata Bija is elaborately explained by Srila Prabhupada, which is actually taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, which is explained basically in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami.
Nectar of devotion.
Nectar of devotion. So, Bhaktilata Bija means the seed of devotional service.
What is that seed of devotion?
What is that seed of devotional service? Prabhupada explains, everything has an original cause or seed. Anything starts from a seed. For any idea, program, plan or device, there is first of all the contemplation of the plan, and that is called the bija or the seed. So, Prabhupada precisely defines what this seed is in the case of devotional service, the methods, the rules and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitutes the Bhaktilata Bija.
Okay.
Or the seed of devotional service.
So what is meant by methods, rules, regulations?
That is now very elaborately explained by Srila Prabhupada. What are the methods, rules and regulations? As Prabhupada says there, he further elaborates that in the purport. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the purport to verse number 152 of the Madhya Leela, it is the 19th chapter. Okay. That's basically the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. In that.
I think it's the verse 151 is the Guru Krishna Prasade by Bhaktilata Bija.
152 is the
152. Prabhupada is continuing to explain
what is this Bhaktilata Bija. It consists of the methods, rules and regulations. Now, Prabhupada says, rules means the list of do's, what all we should do to receive that Bhaktilata Bija. Like say, chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds every day.
That is a do. We have to do it.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
We have to come for Mangalarti.
Fasting on Ekadashi.
Observing Janmashtami.
Observing Janmashtami festivals, etc. Regulation means the don'ts. do's and don'ts is basically what?
Four regulative principles.
Four regulative principles essentially. And also the method of performing certain services. Like, what is the method of performing arati? For example, in the arati we have to offer several items, upacharas, each one 7 times.
What are the upacharas to be offered?
What are the upacharas to be offered? Then, first of all, everything should be offered to the Diksha Guru.
That's how Prabhupada
taught
implemented
us,
it.
implemented it. Which song we sing during the Mangalarti, the method of offering bhoga to the Diksha Guru, the method of wearing dhoti, tilak, shikha, etc. Whatever. All these things constitute the methods.
Okay, so the method is how we render those 9 processes of devotional service. Can we say that?
Yes.
Because like Shravanam is the first thing. So we have to hear. How to hear? We hear in the Bhagavatam class. Then we read 1 hour of Prabhupada's books every day. Prabhupada has mandated that.
And while chanting Hare Krishna, the most important thing is you chant and you hear.
Yes. Yeah, that's the method of chanting.
Method of chanting. That's the
because
method.
you could chant in the mind.
Yeah.
Or
you have to use your tongue. And for that also Prabhupada quotes, Sevon mukhehi jikhvadau swayam eva spuratyadaha. So chanting is vibrating the tongue.
Even the method of chanting is taught by
Srila Prabhupada. The very chant you have to hear. That's basically the japa. The japa that we do. Now, the question may arise, who gives the Bhaktivedanta bija to the devotee who is supposed to follow all this?
You mean the methods, the rules,
regulations. So, the same purport, Prabhupada continues to explain, the word Guru Prasada indicates that the spiritual master is very merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. The spiritual master bestows the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. Now, who is eligible to receive that? This eligibility also. Those with a background of pious life are eligible to receive the life's supreme benefit, and to bestow this benefit, this is very important now, hear this carefully. To bestow this benefit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead sends His representative to impart His mercy.
That means to say Krishna
sends His representative to impart that mercy.
Can we take the example of how Dhruva Maharaj was looking for...
Dhruva Maharaj was looking for
Narayana
Krishna
in the forest. And Narada Muni was sent by Narayana to act as a spiritual master. To give him Diksha, which mantra to chant. And he told him how you have to go to Vrindavan and there you have to establish the deity of Krishna and do deity worship and all that. So there also, Narada Muni also gave him the method. Gave him which mantra to chant.
This boy did not have any clue at all. Simply his mother said, I've heard that the Supreme Lord is
worshipped by the sages in the forest.
That's all. He didn't know anything. He simply went to the forest, that's all.
So the method was given by Narada Muni. He gave the rules, what he has to follow, the deity worship, how he has to do, etc.
Exactly.
So it's interesting, Maharaj. That means the Supreme Personality of Godhead means, is it that the Krishna himself does it or the Paramatma does it?
So that is also explained by Prabhupada. Endowed with the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master distributes the mercy to those who are elevated and pious. These are all words of Prabhupada. This is explained in the purport 152. Very detailed explanation is given. It's very clear. Thus, the spiritual master trains his disciples to render devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Guru Kripa. Because the verse says, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktivedanta Bij.
Yes.
The mercy of the spiritual master and mercy of Krishna. By the
two
mercies
are required.
Two mercies are required. By the mercy of the Supreme Lord, one actually comes in contact with
Okay, so the first step in one's devotional life is Krishna decides to be merciful on the living entity, meaning the Paramatma, and he sends as the Chaitya Guru, he decides that this is a soul eligible to receive my mercy. Then he sends the
bona fide spiritual master,
who
is his representative.
So, one essential question which arises here, Maharaj, is, so does this mean that the jiva, the living entity, the sincere soul, does he not have a choice in choosing who my Diksha Guru should be? Because when you are saying that Chaitya Guru or Paramatma sends a Diksha Guru to him, that means it is the Paramatma who is choosing who the Diksha Guru should be.
Actually, the way it works, Prabhupada explains. Let us go through this. The way what does Prabhupada say about it? Okay. It is Krishna Prasada, or Krishna's mercy, that he sends a bona fide spiritual master to the deserving disciple. And there's no question of choice here.
So there is no question of choice. So what about ISKCON presenting it that you see ISKCON, we have such a wonderful list of 100 gurus, and the devotee can choose whichever guru he wants. Yeah. How does that fit into this explanation?
It never works like that.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. So, it is Krishna Prasada, or Krishna's mercy, very clearly. Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. This is very clearly told.
So, it is Krishna's Prasada.
Krishna's Prasada, Krishna's mercy, and it sends a bona fide spiritual master.
Then, Maharaj, the question arises, if we are saying that it's not the choice of the devotee, it is Krishna's choice, then we also say that the devotee has to be careful about the bona fide spiritual master, whether he's coming in the Parampara or not. He has to be careful, number one. And number two, there is a period of 6 months where the disciple, there is a process by which in 6 months, 1 year, he stays with the spiritual master, understands him, develops faith in him. Only after that he takes Diksha. So, so there apparently appears that there is a certain choice on the side of the
disciple or the prospective candidate who wants to take,
yes,
receive the Bhakti Lata Bija. But actually, the living entities in this material world are completely lost. It is Prabhupada who went to America.
Yes.
Out of compassion for the conditioned souls, Prabhupada went and actually started preaching. That time he did not have anybody coming and asking him, I want to receive some Diksha, or nothing like that. Prabhupada went and actually, he started preaching on the order of his Guru.
Not only that, Maharaj, even in our lives.
Yes.
It's not that I was searching for a spiritual master and I was assessing 1, 2, 3, 4, let me see who is the right person for me.
And even to assess where do you have the knowledge about what who a bona fide spiritual master is, who is God, what is the this thing we don't
qualification
have.
Of spiritual master. We have no idea.
We have no idea.
And somehow we ended up with Prabhupada's books, started reading, and then we realized, oh my God, Prabhupada is the person, right? So Prabhupada came into our life. We didn't go and assess, have a choice of 4 or 5 people and then say, okay, let me choose Prabhupada.
No way. That's not the way it works.
I don't think it has worked that way for anybody.
It never worked for anybody like that.
In fact, sorry to interrupt you, Maharaj. It reminds me of resolution by the GBC. And this is again from 1999, Resolution 405, Standards of Guru Worship in ISKCON. So it says resolution number subsection A under that. New members shall choose when and from whom they wish to request initiation. That means it's referring to people who have not yet initiated. They are going to get initiated. However, for a minimum of 6 months of strict sadhana, they must focus their attention on Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya and their Shiksha Guru. After having established a solid relationship with His Divine Grace A.C, they may accept an ISKCON Guru. So who came into their life first? Prabhupada. So who sent Prabhupada into their life? It was not their choice. It is the Paramatma who is organizing.
Who is guiding him.
So, somewhere, I'm seeing the incongruity in that unauthorized Diksha Guru system, which keeps cropping up whenever we see Prabhupada's teachings.
Yes.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Okay.
Please, Maharaj.
So, by Krishna's mercy, or Krishna Prasada, it is Krishna's mercy that he sends a bona fide spiritual master. These are the words of Prabhupada. Krishna's mercy that he sends a bona fide spiritual master to the deserving disciple.
Okay. So again, Maharaj, my one doubt is still not fully clear, that Prabhupada also says that the devotee has to assess the spiritual master and develop conviction in him for about 6 months, 1 year. There has to be the process of questioning, receiving the answers, whether the spiritual master is capable of answering all his doubts and all that, and then he takes Diksha. So, like I mentioned earlier also, apparently there seems to be choice. So how do we reconcile with this?
So let me read further.
Okay.
What does Prabhupada say more about this? Then we can reconcile this
All right.
point. By the mercy of Krishna, one meets the bona fide spiritual master. This meeting is not anyway, arranged. It's not that a person has got a choice and then he chose some particular person. It never says anything like that.
Yeah, it is by Krishna's arrangement.
Because all the living entities are born into ignorance.
True.
That famous verse, Ichcha Dvesha Samuttena Dvando Mohena Bharata Sarva Bhutani Sammoham Sarge Yanti Parantapa.
Yes.
All are born into ignorance.
Yes.
Only people who are enlightened and still take birth is those who are sent by Krishna from the spiritual world.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
Other than them, everybody takes birth in ignorance. So, an ignorant person, how do you expect an ignorant person is going to be aware that I have to select a bona fide spiritual master and I know what the qualification? It never happens like that.
And in ISKCON, what happens is, a devotee has already understood. He reads Prabhupada's books, already has realized, okay, I need a spiritual master bona fide. Then they present one of their 50 people and tell you choose one amongst these. But that's not the way.
That's not the way Prabhupada has
explained how it actually
happens. Okay. Then, by the mercy of Krishna, one meets a bona fide spiritual master. And by the mercy of the spiritual master, the disciple is fully trained in the devotional service of the Lord. So now further Prabhupada explains how this training happens. The Bhagyavan Jeev gets Guru Prasada and Krishna Prasada, the fortunate soul. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started off with.
Yes.
Kono Bhagyavan Jeev
Guru Krishna Prasada.
The word Guru Prasada indicates that the spiritual master is merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. Now, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, the disciple is fully trained. How does this training happen? This Bhaktilata Bija is received when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. This is the key thing.
Okay.
Receiving the Bhaktilata Bija when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. So, the disciple gets the Bhaktilata Bija at the time of initiation from the Diksha Guru.
At the time of Diksha, if we say that way, so if you look at a devotee's life in ISKCON, he comes, he reads Prabhupada's books, starts chanting, starts following the regulative principles. So already, like you said, if the methods, rules and regulations constitute the Bhaktilata Bija, so already he has started getting the Bhaktilata, but Diksha has not happened. Diksha comes later. After he comes to 16 rounds, then he becomes fixed up. After 1 year, 2 years, he says that, okay, let me take Diksha. So how do we understand that?
So, the Rupa Goswami explains, Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Atha Bhajana Kriya. So, Bhajana Kriya is the third step where actually initiation happens.
Yes.
But before that, there is Shraddha. The Shraddha is when the contact happens with Prabhupada, either through his movement or through his disciples or through a book or through any of the methods Prabhupada has mercifully, established this Krishna consciousness movement to spread Krishna consciousness and actually
make himself available.
Make himself available to all those who are suffering souls. He wants to deliver the whole world. That's Krishna's plan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan. So that initial contact is the beginning of the devotional service itself for the devotee. That Adav Shraddha. So the contact establishes that, awakens that little Shraddha that is already there. And then he naturally the Shraddha leads to Sadhu Sangha.
Yes.
That he starts associating with devotees, ISKCON comes in.
When he starts associating, then Bhajana Kriya happens. Means he starts following
the principles. He starts chanting, he starts reading Prabhupada's books,
Which means he has already received the Bhaktilata Bija.
No, that is not. Bhaktilata Bija is received when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. So it is, receiving initiation is a serious step. Okay. For that serious step, it begins with Shraddha, then sadhu sangha, then bhajana kriya.
Yes.
Bhajana kriya also, there is the initial phase where one is given this thing that you should chant every day Hare Krishna. So you may begin starting to chant one round. Then gradually he is encouraged to increase, to come to the standard of chanting 16 rounds every day.
Okay. So, when Prabhupada is speaking of initiation here, is Prabhupada referring to the formal initiation ceremony, or is Prabhupada referring to the actual initiation? Because Prabhupada differentiates these two. Prabhupada says real initiation begins from the day you start hearing and following the instructions. And formal initiation comes later. So, formal initiation is that ceremony where name is given, chanting bead is given, fire sacrifices happen and all that. So, as I was mentioning, we get the Bhakti Lata Bija much before that formal initiation happens. So, so from that perspective, when we look at it, that, we know that real initiation means Divyam Jnanam Etodadhyas Kuruyat Papasya Sanction. That's the real initiation part. Formal initiation is one component of that whole process of devotion service.
So, for this, we have to understand initiation is a process.
Yes.
Initiation.
Diksha Vidhana.
Diksha Vidhana. That's why it says Vidhana. It doesn't say it's just one event.
Yes.
Or just a ceremony.
Yes.
Where some kind of name is given or
fire sacrifices.
Some vows are taken. It's not just that alone. That is a part of the whole process. But the process, most importantly, is coming in contact with the bona fide spiritual master and actually inquiring from him. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya padekshanti te jnanam. So the whole process is summarized in the 34th verse anyway of the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. There it's very clear. So it's a process and it takes time. It's not just one event. But it begins with the contact of the devotee with Prabhupada.
So,
bona fide spiritual
can
master,
we understand?
Who is sent by Krishna.
Who is sent by Krishna.
So that meeting happens by Krishna's mercy. That is not our choice that we selected somebody and then the meeting happened.
Yeah. So then this statement which you read out about the Bhakti Lata is given by the spiritual master at the time of initiation. So is that referring to the formal initiation ceremony? At that time it is received?
No, it doesn't refer to the formal initiation.
So are you saying that it is received when the real initiation happens? And at the beginning of
realization is actually the disciple, actually his original devotion, which is dormant in the heart, is awakened. And happens by the contact with the bona fide spiritual master.
So he feels, okay, Prabhupada is saying, let me start chanting. So that's the beginning of that awakening.
Beginning of the awakening, and he begins to follow.
He begins to follow. That is real initiation.
That is the real initiation.
So that way, when we look at it, everybody gets the Bhakti Lata from Prabhupada.
Correct.
Right? Because all the method of chanting, following the 4 regulative principles, Mangalarti, having a darshan of the deities in the temple, all these things are given by Prabhupada only in ISKCON. So, that way if you see, everybody is initiated by Prabhupada only.
Correct.
Because if you go by this statement, because none of the Diksha Gurus are originally giving that impetus for that devotee to start chanting and how many rounds to chant, how many principles to follow, 3 principles, 5 principles, 4 principles, how many regulative principles. Everything is coming from Prabhupada only, no?
Correct.
And I read out that resolution also of the GBC of 1999, which says that a newcomer has to first read Prabhupada's books, develop a firm following of Prabhupada, then he can choose which Diksha Guru he wants. But actually what has already happened? Already that Bhakti Lata Bija has been given. So that means Prabhupada has already initiated him.
Which is, they are also in essence telling somebody is going to officiate that ceremony where one takes vows and receives the beads and the name.
Yes.
So for that ceremony they say, okay, you have to
select someone.
Select somebody.
So essentially,
you are actually selecting a Ritvik. Which is not what Prabhupada's system is. Prabhupada says the temple president can perform the fire sacrifice and give the names and all that kind of stuff.
Anyway, sorry I interrupted you, Maharaj. So
anyway, now the question again arises, if the Bhakti Lata Bija is sown very mercifully by the Diksha Guru in the heart of the disciple, And the Bhaktivedanta Bija constitutes the methods, rules, regulations. Who has given that? That's given by Prabhupada only. Everything in ISKCON is given by Prabhupada. Nobody has this thing to change anything. They can't change anything. And
change
that's
16
working.
rounds to 15 rounds,
15 rounds, nothing,
or make it 20. They cannot do all that.
So therefore, Prabhupada is the Diksha Guru for everyone in ISKCON.
If we go by the principle.
By the principle of that the methods, rules and regulations constitute the Bhaktivedanta Bija. And that Bhaktivedanta Bija is what Prabhupada has given to everyone in ISKCON.
So,
continues to give.
How this discussion began is with me reading out that resolution of the GBC, which says, a devotee is ultimately delivered by Sri Krishna, acting through a combination of various manifestations of his mercy. These include but are not limited to Chaitya Guru, Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, once Diksha Guru, other Shiksha Gurus, Holy Name, Shastra, and the 9 processes of devotional service. So, when we look at this, they are practically saying that Bhaktivedanta Bija is what delivers the devotee. Am I right?
Correct.
Or so what is the role of the Diksha Guru? Like, somebody can come into ISKCON, he can get the Bhaktivedanta Bija, he can see the deities, he'll get a mala, he will start chanting, he can read Prabhupada's books, and then he can start following all the principles. So, what is the need for a Diksha Guru?
Unless there's a Diksha Guru, where is the question of you receiving the Bhaktivedanta Bija?
You stumped me there.
See, this Bhaktivedanta Bija is received when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. It's a particular person who is initiating. That doesn't say Krishna will initiate or the previous acharyas will initiate. No, never says like
that. They will not do it. It's a person. Ours is a personal process.
Personal process. And there is a definite person who initiates.
Who gives the
Bhaktivedanta Bija.
And that is the Diksha Guru.
That's the Diksha Guru.
It cannot be anybody else. So for that, there is a further clarification in Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, verse 54. Prabhupada says, one should take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master coming in the disciplic succession, who's authorized by his predecessor spiritual master. See this? This is called Diksha Vidhana. So Prabhupada defines the process of initiation.
Very clearly.
Very clearly.
That one has to receive initiation from a bona fide spiritual master coming in disciplic succession. Evam Parampara Praptam, that's already told in the Bhagavad Gita. Who's authorized by his predecessor spiritual master. So Prabhupada was asked, when did you become the spiritual master of the Hare Krishna movement?
When did you become the leader of the Krishna consciousness movement? One Indian man.
I think in Nairobi. Yes.
Nairobi Bhagavad Gita class.
Please try to understand that when I was ordered by my spiritual master, very, very specifically, so when I was ordered. And we know very clearly, as soon as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur passed away, so many people started becoming acharyas and initiating. Diksha Gurus. Prabhupada never became the Diksha Guru immediately when his spiritual master passed away. So it's very clear that only when he was ordered, he started that. And he says that also, when I was ordered. So, which means that unless one is authorized by his predecessor spiritual master specifically, it is not automatic. Like the present day gurus say that automatic authorization is there by Prabhupada simply because something they say like when the spiritual master is present, one should not initiate.
Yes.
And when the spiritual master passes away, then one starts initiating.
They take it from that letter to Tushta Krishna, law of disciplic succession.
Law of disciplic succession, something like that.
And then they give that example that the day you were born as your father's son, you get the right to have your own children in the future when you grow up, right?
Okay.
So similarly, today you are a disciple. When you grow up and after your spiritual master passes away, you automatically get the right to have your disciples. That's what they say. That's the example. Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think he was the originator of that example in 1980.
Okay.
So, but then from when we see this quote, what you have mentioned, it's clear that authorization, without authorization, nobody becomes a spiritual.
And also in another lecture, Prabhupada says, a bona fide guru means he must be authorized by the superior guru. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Amar Ajnai Guru Hai Tarai Desh. He must receive the order from the superior, and the superior must be bona fide. Then he is bona fide, not self-made. So self-made guru can never be guru.
Is that from the Nectar of Devotion?
Nectar of Devotion lecture,
Yeah.
October 30th, 1972.
1972, yeah. So I think it is,
Amply clear
from Prabhupada's statements that without authorization, nobody becomes a spiritual master.
And it requires a specific authorization. It's
Specific
not
authorization.
a general authorization which anyway is there because I'm a disciple and I can be the guru when my spiritual master passes away. It's not.
And only such a spiritual master can plant that seed of bhakti, lata, in the heart.
In the heart of the disciple.
So, could that be the reason why in ISKCON the Diksha Gurus don't give their own rules and regulations? One Diksha Guru says, for my disciples I am fixing 20 rounds. Another Guru says, for my disciples I am fixing 12 rounds and 3 regulative principles.
That never happens.
That never happens. So, because
at least within ISKCON it cannot happen.
It cannot happen. Because
this Prabhupada's institution, so
they don't have the authorization to be a Diksha Guru. When they don't have an authorization to be a Diksha Guru, they also cannot formulate that seed. That is
what
seed
constitutes
of
the seed of
Bhakti Lata. So they have to follow whatever Prabhupada has given only. Now conversely, Maharaj, when we look at that, in ISKCON they have changed the method of deity worship. We all know that. They changed the system of offering from offering directly to the Diksha Guru to offering it to Krishna. Basically because Guru started falling down. So if the Guru has fallen down, then the disciples start asking that all these years, all these months I was offering to my Guru, this bhoga and arti, everything. Where did it go? Now that the Guru is fallen. So then, not having an answer for that, they said from now on, let us change the way of offering arti, bhoga.
We directly offer to Krishna.
Directly offer to Krishna. Take permission from the Guru and offer to Krishna. And that prasadam you offer it to Guru. So if Guru has fallen also, your disciple is helping the Guru to come back only. So they have changed the system of deity worship. Similarly, can we call the method of initiation, which Prabhupada gave, the Ritvik System of Initiation, that is also part of the Bhakti Lata Bija?
Yes. Definitely.
So the method of initiation also has to be determined by the Guru.
Definitely.
Diksha Guru. It is a personal thing, right? Just like if we look at Dhruva Maharaj. How was Dhruva Maharaj initiated by Narada Muni?
He gave him the entire method and how to perform the worship, and
he just tested him.
Tested
him that he asked him, why don't you go back and play, come back later.
You are a very small boy. It's not the age for...
and when he saw Dhruva Maharaj's determination, okay, ready, initiated. So, Narada Muni as a Diksha Guru decided how to initiate him. Similarly, in the case of Mrigari, he told him to break his bow. And breaking the bow became the process, became that formal initiation ceremony for Mrigari. So, Diksha Guru determines how that initiation has to happen. So, in ISKCON, in the institution of ISKCON, Prabhupada has determined how that initiation will be given.
Correct.
So, now if Diksha Guru determines how the initiation is given. Now, in the case of all the unauthorized Diksha Gurus in ISKCON, none of them determine how they give Diksha. It is determined by the GBC. So, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, isn't it contradictory?
It's totally contradictory.
That Diksha Guru doesn't give, he doesn't give any of the rules and regulations for his disciples to follow. He cannot change that. He cannot change the method of how they perform arti, which arti to perform, how many guru pujas to perform, nothing they can do. They cannot even decide how they want to initiate their disciples. So, what kind of Diksha Gurus are they producing?
In a way, you can say they are basically acting as a Ritvik only, but calling themselves Diksha Guru.
So, that is deception, no, Maharaj. That is deception, no? You are actually something else, and you are saying...
Because some of them also say, actually Prabhupada will deliver you. I am not qualified to deliver you. Some of them say that.
Some of them say that also.
Say that also. So, what is this? If Prabhupada is a deliverer, then Prabhupada is the one who is the Diksha
Prabhupada
Guru.
should be the Diksha
Diksha
Guru.
Guru. Kuryat papasya sankshayam.
So in one sense,
Divyam jnanam yato dadyat kuryat papasya sankshayam is very clear.
yes.
Prabhupada is the one who gives Divya Gyan, and is also the one who actually clears the heart of all these sinful reactions.
Only after that you can go back to Godhead.
Godhead.
If the sinful reactions, papasya sankshem has not happened,
Then how
we cannot go back to Godhead, no? So in that sense, if you see, isn't the GBC and the Diksha Gurus in ISKCON outsourcing their responsibilities as Diksha Gurus and their responsibilities and functions and Diksha Gurus to either to Prabhupada, like you said, Prabhupada delivers, or like
a whole list of previous
ultimately delivered by
acharyas
Sri
and-
Krishna, acting through a combination of various manifestations, etc., blah, 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 all those things. So they have practically outsourced their responsibilities and functions, and they are enjoying all the worship, all that surrender of the jiva, all that adulation. So they are enjoying all that without actually taking the responsibility or performing the function of a Diksha Guru.
Yes, that's really true.
So that's actually, I think, that's something which is which all devotees should really introspect upon, and even the Diksha Guru should introspect upon this. If they have a little conscience, shouldn't they be thinking that really am I actually being a Diksha Guru? Simply for the name, say for the sake of some little Guru Dakshina and some respect.
Or we even say just for the sake of formality
Hmm.
of the ceremony.
Of the ceremony.
Formality of the ceremony. They may think that it doesn't look nice if the temple president does the homa or the yajna or whatever. Let me do it. So that's just a formality. One more thing that comes to my mind is, like Prabhupada was going for the morning walk, going to a park in Australia, and they stopped at a signal. Early morning, so many people going to work. And Prabhupada is just looking at them, and he had tears in his eyes. Really. And then disciple asked, Prabhupada made a statement. He asked, how will all these people be delivered? They're lost in the material world. So then disciple began to ask so much compassion. He felt Prabhupada had so much compassion upon them. So then the disciple asked Prabhupada that we're distributing so many books. And of course, people are reading the books and they are really taken up Krishna consciousness. But maybe all of them may not be able to, formally take Diksha.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
They may not be coming to the temple,
Coming to the temple,
sitting in the
sitting
yajna,
in the
getting a
yajna,
name and all
getting
that.
a name, all that stuff. But if they read your books and they follow whatever your instructions are in the books, even if they don't take formal Diksha, will they be delivered? Prabhupada says yes.
They will be delivered.
They will be delivered. Prabhupada says, actually, if they just follow the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master, they are delivered.
My goodness. That's a very heavy story.
Very heavy thing, very heavy thing. Because it's a fact that they have distributed millions of books. And not all of the millions of people will be able to come into a ISKCON temple and formally get initiation or initiation name, etc. The formal ceremony. Yeah. Except the ceremony, everything else is maybe there, can be there. It's possible. Like Prabhupada said 50% of the Indians are 50% already Krishna conscious. Why? Because they're following the principles of Sanatana Dharma, devotional service. They've already followed.
That's something revealing, Maharaj. So, now when coming back to what I was saying about they changed the method of deity worship, they have changed the system of giving initiation, they have changed the Ritvik system to their unauthorized Diksha Guru system, which keeps changing. First it was Zonal Acharya system, then they made it into approval by the GBC, multiple Acharya successor system. Then they made it into a diminished Diksha Guru system. Now they have made it into a no objection system. Now they are making small.
But may I ask you a question?
Hmm.
I'll ask you a question now. Where are all these systems coming from Prabhupada or from the scriptures?
That it's not coming from any scripture.
It's not coming from scripture. It's not coming from your authorized spiritual master.
It's not coming from any of
master,
that.
from the Guru Parampara. Then where is? How are they? How are they actually?
The GBC has conferred upon itself
Hmm.
the right
Hmm.
and the power
Hmm.
to bring out different systems of
As required.
as required
From time to time.
from time to time. That's what they have said in one resolution. The GBC has envisaged that it will keep making changes from time to time to the system of DT, to the system of initiations as it deems appropriate, blah, 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 like that. So they have conferred upon themselves the right, the authority, and the power to change the system of initiations. So anyway, I was coming to the point that they've changed the system of DT worship. They've changed the system of giving initiations. They've changed Prabhupada's
And
books.
Prabhupada says, even if you change a little what I have given you, everything is spoiled.
Because the seed changes, no? You have modified the seed.
The potency is lost.
So
If you
that's where
change,
I am
you
coming
cannot-
to. So when they are changing the actual, like you said, the methods, rules, regulations, these constitute the Bhakti Lata. And if the GBC is making changes to these, so it apparently may be for improving, making it closer to Shastra and all those kind of things. That's what they say. We are making it closer to Bhakti, what is that?
Hari Bhakti Vilas.
Hari Bhakti Vilas
Hmm.
by changing the system of DT worship
Hmm.
and all those things they say. But aren't they tampering with the seed, actual seed, original seed given
Definitely
by
they are
Prabhupada?
tampering with it.
And if they are tampering with it, then the devotees who are getting initiated in that group and they are following the changed systems, changed books, changed processes, changed way of DT worship, then
No,
what?
Bhagavad Gita itself says, Krishna says, Sakale neha mata yogo nashta parantapa, sa evaya maya tedya yoga prokta puratanaha. Prabhupada says Krishna is not going to teach anything new to Arjuna. He says the same ancient system of yoga, the science of the relationship of a jiva with the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's what the word yoga means. It's a very heavy word. Imam yogavasvate yogam. But when you see the word yoga, one place in the translation Prabhupada says science of yoga. But he also explains that in lectures and in the word for meaning as the science of one's relationship with the Supreme.
Yes, that's called yoga.
That's called yoga. Now it's a very, very definite thing. The science of one's relationship with the Supreme is actually an ancient science. And Krishna says the same science I am going to impart to you, to Arjuna. Because in course of time it was lost.
Yes.
Broken.
Yes.
The system was broken.
Evam parampara
Praptam.
yoga nashta
Yoga nashta parantra. So now, if these people have to maintain that chain of disciplic succession, they have to maintain that, how can they tamper with this process itself which Prabhupada has given? The Bhaktilata Bij, what constitutes Bhaktilata Bij? How can they tamper with that?
So when they are changing it, are they continuing the parampara or are they breaking
They are breaking the parampara and they are telling us we are stopping the parampara. And they themselves are actually really breaking the parampara.
So how, I mean, it is
Sorry, state of
ironical to see how they are the ones who are cutting the parampara, accusing us of breaking the parampara or stopping the parampara. Then they have shifted out the Diksha Guru's responsibilities and functions to a myriad of things. Like it is Krishna consciousness, it is 9 principles, and it is Krishna acting through this, that, blah, 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 all that. They have made it into an impersonal process.
Shirking the responsibility of delivering the disciple.
Yeah.
Because there's a possibility that a guru may fall down.
So even if you take out Diksha Guru from there, rest of the things are still
That's
acting.
still intact.
So the devotee, even if his Diksha Guru falls down, he can still go back to Godhead. But what they've ended up doing is, what is supposed to be a very personal process, they converted it into an impersonal process. And they say, we are Ritvik Mayavadis. They say we are impersonalists, but what they are doing is actually the impersonalist philosophy. Unfortunately, that's what they have reduced. Such a wonderful organization and systems and processes given by Prabhupada, the original Bhaktilata Bija, which was given by Prabhupada. So that way, what I can glean from whatever you have shared, Maharaj, is that our process is a very personal process in which the holy name, the deities, our sadhana, all these things have to act to take us back to Godhead.
But that is given by specifically Prabhupada, very, very precisely,
Exactly.
systematically,
Yes.
in line with the Shastras, and he is elaborately explained in all his books, his discourses, his letters, everything.
Yes.
Totally consistent.
So that person giving that Bhaktilata Bija is the most important thing.
Person.
That is why he is the current link.
That's why he says, Janme Janme Prabhu se,
Janme Janme
Chakshu
Prabhu
Dan dilo ye,
Yes.
Janme Janme Prabhu se.
So he is the one, and we also sing that he is the one who delivers us.
Samsara Ravanalli Daloka Tranaya Karunya Ganangana.
So that person who gives the Bhaktilata Bija is very, very important. If we take him out of the link, then all the things may be there, but it will not act. So for the Bhaktilata Bija to act, the person who is giving the Bhaktilata Bija becomes very important. And that person should be sent by Krishna. And if Krishna has to send somebody, he cannot be some ordinary person, no. He cannot be a person who can fall down and who can commit sinful activities.
They say that the Guru need not be an Uttamadhikari.
That's resolution 409. They say when the GBC gives no objection to somebody to take up the service of initiating, the GBC is not endorsing him to be an Uttamadhikari or pure devotee or his having achieved any state of realization. This is what they say. So, such a person...
But in the Guru Parampara song written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, all the names mentioned, every single personality in the Parampara, their names are mentioned very clearly.
Names.
32. No, he was the 31st.
So 30 names.
30 names he has mentioned.
Yes.
He says, all are Paramahamsas of the highest order. No exception to this.
No exception.
No exception to this. So where is the
So who has made the exception? It is the GBC who has made the exception.
Who has made the exception?
That Guru can fall down, he can become hopelessly entangled in sense gratification, he can be beyond reformation, he can become inimical, he can become demoniac. These are all the possibilities which can happen to a Diksha Guru given by the GBC in their resolutions.
It's very, very sad.
So where are the Diksha Gurus in our Parampara, those 32 personalities, and where are these fallible personalities who are acting as Diksha Gurus in ISKCON today? And we are saying these people who can become demoniac, who can become inimical to ISKCON, who can become hopelessly entangled in sense gratification, they are giving the Bhaktilata Bija. How is it possible? And if they are not giving the Bhaktilata Bija, how can they become the Diksha Gurus? So many contradictions. Isn't it, Maharaja?
Everything is contradictory what they're doing.
So
simply by reading this 151 and 152 verse and purport, it's very, very clear that their system is not at all bona fide. It's not a proper system they are having. They're not acknowledging that they are receiving the Bhaktilata Bija from Prabhupada because they're following the methods, rules, regulations to constitute the Bhaktilata Bija. They're receiving from Prabhupada.
So, taking the other way, Maharaj, suppose in Prabhupada's ISKCON group, our Bangalore group of temples, we have the Ritvik System of Initiations, where Ritviks appointed by the GBCs, they act as Ritviks and they select the names, they chant on the beads, and then the temple presidents conduct the sacrifice, hand over the name, the mala to the disciple, and give the announce the names, and all of them are disciples of Prabhupada. Now, in this system, how does that Bhaktilata Bija work?
So, Prabhupada says, actually, there is another important point here. That, okay, in the purport 152, verse number 152 of the 19th chapter of the Madhya Lila, Prabhupada says, other seeds called Anyabhilasha Bija include Karma Bija, Jnana Bija. If one is not fortunate enough to receive the Bhaktilata Bija from the spiritual master, he instead cultivates such seeds as Karma Bija, Jnana Bija, or political, social, or philanthropic Bijas. However, the Bhaktilata Bija is different from these other Bijas. The Bhaktilata Bija can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, one has to satisfy the spiritual master to get the Bhaktilata Bija. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasada. So, one has to accept, if one is practicing Krishna consciousness and one is following the rules, regulations, methods given by Prabhupada, one has to accept this Prabhupada who's actually the Diksha Guru.
Yes.
It's he who's the Diksha Guru. He is given the Bhaktilata Bija, therefore you are able to, follow all those type of things.
So when we have the Ritvik System of Initiations, there is no incongruity or doubt about who is giving the Bhaktilata Bija. And there is no question of changing anything that Prabhupada has given. So that could probably explain why in our group we are so particular that everything should be the way Prabhupada has established.
Correct.
Right? We have said that we cannot take Hari Bhakti Vilas as the standard and change the system of deity worship. Because Prabhupada gave something, Prabhupada established something, Prabhupada ran it for till the time of his disappearance. So we cannot change it. Because Prabhupada is our Diksha Guru, Bhaktilata Bija is given by him. We are not sent by Krishna to have that kind of authority to change that Bija.
The rules, regulations, or the methods or anything like that.
So that way, I think when we have a Ritvik System of Initiations, it's a far safer system than an unauthorized Diksha Guru system, where that system itself, it foments, it catalyzes the changing of that Bhaktilata Bija, that seed of devotional service. Because you have to adjust so many things to accommodate Gurus falling down, Gurus not being on the liberated platform, Gurus not being pure devotee. I mean, how do you accommodate all these things unless you change all these things which are given by Prabhupada?
So actually, they are the ones who are actually tampering with the method that is given by Prabhupada within Prabhupada's own institution. See, that's one more thing that has to be made clear, that anybody is free to start his own institution and have his own system, what he has understood from his guru or from his practice or what realization he has. He is free to do that. That nobody can
stop that.
Nobody can be, we cannot stop them. But within ISKCON, why are they not following what Prabhupada has given when it's Prabhupada's own institution?
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. Within ISKCON. We're talking of within ISKCON.
So wonderful, Maharaj. I think we got a great time with you. We had a great time with you understanding deeper aspects of the Bhaktilata Bija, the seed of devotional service, who the Diksha Guru has to be, and who is a personality sent by Krishna, not somebody who self-authorizes and says, yes, this person is now the Guru. It has to be somebody of that caliber to be sent by Krishna who can give us that Bhaktilata Bija, which will then take us back to Godhead.
Yes.
So that way, ultimately it is the Diksha Guru who is the deliverer.
So deliverer, and he is the one who gives the Bhaktilata Bija, and he actually, is sent by Krishna. He's a representative of Krishna, and
that is why
Krishna's arrangement. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktilata Bij. Guru's mercy and Krishna's mercy both are required. Very, very clear. And very clearly, Prabhupada says, by Krishna's mercy, one comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master. And by the spiritual master's mercy, one actually progresses on the path of...
Prabhupada famously says, no? Krishna takes the jiva to Guru, Guru takes the jiva back to Krishna.
Back to Krishna. Back home, back to Godhead. And that applies to taking back home, back to God.
That is why the Prabhupada said that Diksha Guru has to be Sakshat Haritvena. Such a personality he is.
Only such a person can take.
It's not an ordinary position to be a Diksha Guru.
Actually, if we simply study 2 songs Prabhupada has given, one Narottam Das Thakur's song, both are, one is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Guru Ashtaka, which is sung in the Samsara Dava, and the Sri Guru Charana Padma written by Narottam Das Thakur, Guru Vandana. These 2 clearly explain the position, who can be the bona fide spiritual master, what is the process, how he is eternally the spiritual master, how he acts even if he is not physically present. Paramatma, that famous verse in Bhagavatam, which is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the first chapter of the Adi Leela, that the Paramatma is very, very merciful towards the fallen souls, that he externally appears as Guru Sadhu Shastra. So he appears as the bona fide spiritual master. It is Paramatma only who is appearing as the bona fide spiritual master. So if Paramatma is always in my heart, I am never separated from my spiritual master. Where is the question of separation? If he may be physically present, he may not be physically present, the spiritual master. But I am never separated from him.
So Diksha Guru is a person who has that capability and the power to function independent of his physical presence.
And that anyway was going on even for Prabhupada was physically present in this world.
Absolutely.
And it continues to do so in spite of Prabhupada.
Thousands of devotees in our group. How are we all progressing? We have all accepted Prabhupada as our Diksha Guru, and we are experiencing Prabhupada's reciprocation in our lives.
And even when Prabhupada is present, there are devotees. I met a devotee. He got initiated sometime in 1976. He never saw Prabhupada. And he was committed to, he is in this Murari Sevak farm. This farm somewhere in Mississippi or somewhere. A remote place, very remote place. So I happened to visit that place when I was working in America, some 40 years back. So I said, he was the only one who had come from Mangalarti in the farm. There are few devotees living there, not very many devotees. And many of the devotees had gone away to some different places outside the farm. And I went to stay there overnight. And then I got up in the morning and then I came for Mangalarti. Along with him I came. And then he performed Mangalarti very nicely. And I was the one who was leading the Samsara Dava. And there were 2 or 3 other people who were also visitors like me. I was coming from one place, Philadelphia, and they were coming from some other place. And then 3 of us inquired from this devotee, wonderful service. You are the only one in the farm, and because if you were able to attend Mangalarti or something like that. He said, I have been serving here 16 years.
16 years.
16 years. So I said, how many times you would have gone to India? He said, I've never gone.
Never been to India.
Never been to India. And I said, so when did you get initiation from Prabhupada? Your Prabhupada disciple? He said, yes. When did you get initiation from Prabhupada? 1976. And was Prabhupada present in the ceremony? No. My temple president of a city temple. This is in a remote place. It's a big farm community. And nearby city, he had gone to take Diksha.
Okay. There the temple
he joined in the farm. He had gone to take Diksha there. He received the Diksha from the temple president, and through letter, Prabhupada had sent the letter that yes, I accept him as my disciple, etc. After that, he never has left the farm because nobody else is there to take care of the deities. So I said, all glories to your service. I fall at your feet and take the dust of your lotus feet. Myself become fixed up like you in serving Prabhupada's mission. I want your blessings. He has never come to India. And he has never met Prabhupada. And he is blissful in his service.
So is Prabhupada not acting in his life?
Is Prabhupada not active in his life?
So how can we say that physically living Guru is a must?
Living Guru is a must.
So if we really look at how Prabhupada actually ran ISKCON and how Prabhupada
transformed the lives of millions of people who are sincerely following his instructions, it is very clear that
this living Guru argument is a very childish argument.
No, it is a material calculation that somebody is living only when he is present physically in a body. That is a material understanding. Spiritual understanding is soul is eternal, soul has no death. Soul is present in one body or another material body, or soul is always having an eternal form, which is the original form of the jiva.
And to confine the Diksha Guru to
Physical form.
And say that he loses his power to act as a Diksha Guru the moment he is no longer manifesting his physical form. Doesn't fit into our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta.
Siddhanta at all.
Isn't it? Because Prabhupada says...
Now there is two paradoxes here. One is Brahma not living in the same body, in the same position as Brahma? He is the first person in our Parampara.
Yes.
Okay. Is he not living?
He is living.
Even by their definition of living. Okay, he is living.
Vyasadeva is also living. Narada Muni is also living. Krishna is also living.
Okay. Now all of them are living, but you cannot take Diksha from them. You cannot take Diksha from them. You're jumping over.
You have to take a Diksha from one of those 100 Diksha Gurus
only. Okay. Whereas Prabhupada, he is living, he is eternal, everything. No, Prabhupada is not living. Prabhupada is not living. Brahma is living, you can't take Diksha from him. Prabhupada is not living, therefore you should not take Diksha from him. It's totally contradictory. Doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I had not thought about this. This is a really, quite a strong argument.
Devotees, I didn't go, but our devotees went to Badrinath, Badrikashram, and there they went to Vyasa Gufa. And Vyasa Gufa, the devotees there say in Badrinath, Vyasa is there sitting, but you can't see him with your
material eyes.
Madhvacharya saw him.
Madhvacharya
offered his commentary he had written on the Brahma Sutra
to
Vyasa. He approved it. And that's how we say in a Parampara, after Vyasadeva is Madhvacharya. Okay, he's in Parampara. Okay. But Vyasadeva is there. Somebody like Madhvacharya can meet him, can speak to him. He's still there. But we cannot meet him. So this concept that Prabhupada is no longer physically present, therefore we cannot take Diksha from Prabhupada, is not the thing. You have to go by the instructions or the methods or the rules, regulations given by the Acharya.
And that through that he actually initiates us. Otherwise, Prabhupada, even if he is physically present, suppose I don't follow what Prabhupada says. I've sat in the formal Diksha,
I've attended the ceremony.
I've attended the ceremony. I got a name also, but I don't chant 16 rounds. I don't follow 4 regulative principles. Then, what kind of disciple, what is that Guru-Shishya relationship there?
Where's the relationship there?
So, that kind of living Guru is not what Prabhupada is.
So, Prabhupada, one place he explains, surrender means to follow the instructions.
Yes.
Surrender. Tad vidhi pranipatena. Surrender is absolute necessity.
Yes.
To actually practice that yoga or the yajna, to perform yajna. Surrender is absolutely necessary. And surrender to the spiritual master means follow his instructions. Yes. So therefore Prabhupada says, even if they are not formally initiated, if they are reading my books and following the instructions I have given, they are initiated.
Actually, that is real initiation.
That is real initiation.
That's real initiation. And, whether you take it from the perspective of following the instructions or giving the Bhaktilata Bija or delivering or taking all the karma, all of those are different aspects of real initiation which Prabhupada is doing.
And not dependent on the physical presence.
So none of these things are dependent on the physical presence. And so the point is that Prabhupada is so powerful, even without being in a physical form which we can see, he is able to perform all these functions. That's his potency, that's his power. That is what a Diksha Guru is supposed to be. Not somebody who gets limited to his body. I mean, if Diksha Guru is limited to the body, what is the meaning of the statement that Prabhupada makes that the spiritual master is eternal?
Janme Janme Prabhu say, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashitam.
So, Janme Janme Prabhu say means, this life, I have got XYZ as my spiritual master because he is a living Guru. Next life, when I am born, that spiritual master also would have left his body. So how does he, then again that same living Guru, this one will come, that he is no more living. So I cannot have him as my Diksha Guru, then I have to take somebody else. So then how is the Diksha Guru Janme Janme Prabhu saying?
It doesn't work at all.
It doesn't work, right? So anyway,
When Krishna sends, it's a different thing.
Krishna sends, it's a different thing.
Different thing.
So such a person is beyond the body.
Beyond.
He will not forget his relationship with the Jiva. So no matter how many lifetimes we take, he remembers our relationship and is ready to take us back to Godhead. That's why Prabhupada also said, no, if my disciples don't complete the process and go back to Godhead in this life, I will have to come back from Goloka to take you back.
Yes, Prabhupada said that. Prabhupada used to say, Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur used to say, yes, if you are not able to complete, definitely Krishna will give you another chance. But why wait for one more lifetime? Why not go back to God at the end of this life?
Don't make your Guru come back.
Don't make your Guru come back. Prabhupada said that also. Bhaktisiddhanta used to say that let us go back to God at the end of this life. That's the whole urgency, sense of urgency that Prabhupada had and all our acharyas have had.
So suppose we take this example what you made. Let us say 1975-76, one devotee took initiation from Prabhupada because he was a living Guru. And Krishna forbid, he did not complete his process in this life. Next life, he took birth somewhere else. Then Prabhupada has to come and take him back to Godhead. But Prabhupada, when he comes, he is not in the living form which he was in 76. So he is not that living Guru, he is some other living Guru. So how this devotee will again have to take reinitiation from him? Because he needs a living Guru. I mean, how do you explain all these things? It's a completely confusing kind of a theory that they have come up, this living Guru theory.
Living Guru theory is not at all a spiritual concept.
Yes, it's not a spiritual concept.
It's a material, adjustment that.
And it goes entirely against Janme Janme Prabhu say, spiritual master is eternal. And Prabhupada says, the Diksha Guru is one who is eternally in the disciplic succession.
Eternally in disciplic succession.
Eternally means whether living or not living, he is still in the disciplic succession.
Doesn't matter at all.
Otherwise, your position as Diksha Guru is limited only to your body. Then after that, you are no more Diksha Guru. Then you are not an eternal Diksha Guru. You are a temporary Diksha Guru. And that temporary Diksha Guru is what philosophy the GBC has adopted. Because they say the Diksha Guru can be suspended. They say Diksha Guru can retire. They say Diksha Guru can be, can resign. Diksha Guru can be removed. So that means he is not an eternal Diksha Guru. Then how can he say that he is Janme Janme Prabhu say? So too many contradictions in their living Guru and their impersonal deliverance principle of multitude.
And also to understand our Guru Parampara is not easy. See, if you see the gaps between two acharyas, Narottam Das Thakur and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, there's a big gap. Physically, he never met.
About 200-300 years?
Not 200 so much. It was about 90 or
100 years. Okay.
But anyway, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur never physically met Narottam Das Thakur. Okay. Now, you see the case of our Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur, Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Jagannath Das
Babaji Maharaj. All four were at the same time.
At the same time. They are present. Okay. Now, Bhaktisiddhanta wanted to take Diksha from Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
But he directed him to go to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So, just because somebody is living, you cannot go to somebody else. You can't become the Diksha Guru or, he's living, therefore he continues. You have to wait till he passes away or something to accept from somebody else. Nothing like that. These are all not rules that can be applied like that. Because Narottam Das Thakur is not present, how you can say Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur accepts him as his spiritual master. You can't say that. And even though Bhaktivinoda Thakur is present, still he directs his Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to take from
Gaur Kishore
Babaji Maharaj.
So that our Guru Parampara, the way a Diksha Guru is authorized, is not under our purview. It's not our realm of understanding and
figuring out a system, making a system.
Making a system out
of it. No.
That we give NOC and we regulate who can become Diksha Guru.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. That's a completely mystical and transcendental
It's a transcendental
thing at work.
process. It's a transcendental process. Like Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, he would not accept anybody as disciple. And somehow when Bhaktisiddhanta went to him, he first refused. Then he said, my life is not worth maintaining. What is the use of my life if I can't get shelter of the pure devotee spiritual master? Then he took compassion and said, and he was the only disciple.
Only disciple.
Only disciple of Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. Even Loknath Goswami, only disciple was Narottam Das Thakur. Nobody else was a disciple. So there are so many exceptions you can see from which you can understand that you can't make a rule, a theory, a system out of some concoction or some observation or some kind of calculation. You can't do all that. You simply have to follow the infallible instruction of the infallible pure devotee spiritual master. Finished. So that's all.
I think from what you're saying, Maharaj, what the spirit I'm getting is Prabhupada created an institution, and Prabhupada institutionalized how the Bhakti Lata Bija is given, and Prabhupada institutionalized how he is giving Diksha, which is part of that whole Bhakti Lata process. Now where the Mumbai groups, GBC, where they have gone wrong is thinking that this institutionalizing how Prabhupada is giving Diksha and the Bhakti Lata Bija and all that, we can extend that to the Guru Parampara also. Prabhupada did not institutionalize how the Guru Parampara is going to continue. Right? No. Like you mentioned, Guru Parampara cannot be institutionalized. Guru Parampara is only by authorization of the predecessor.
That's all. Finished.
That's it.
That's all.
You cannot institutionalize
nothing
it.
else can be said about that.
But for the conditioned soul to take shelter of such a bona fide spiritual master, that can be institutionalized, which Prabhupada did through the Ritvik System of Initiation, July 9th letter, all that Prabhupada institutionalized. And giving the Bhakti Lata Bija, all those things, having his GBCs and temple presidents as Diksha Gurus, all that Srila Prabhupada institutionalized. But never the Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara is, Prabhupada said, only way is, he has to be authorized by the predecessor Acharya. It is a specific personal authorization. You cannot institutionalize it. And GBC has taken that and institutionalized it, which is creating the entire havoc and chaos.
Yes, you're perfectly right.
Anyway, that's a wonderful, I think, a revelation which I've got from hearing from you, Maharaj. So thank you very much for your time and sharing your wonderful realizations. And we look forward to more podcasts with you so that you can throw more light on the Guru issue and the guru-tattva. And I'm sure our viewers will have an enhanced conviction and faith in Srila Prabhupada with these wonderful instructions we have received from you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.